Hi, this is Amy Romeo from the jewelry making and craft blog, amyromeo.com, and on this channel I share fun and easy jewelry making and craft projects. Today in this video I'll be showing you how to take your faux leather earrings into 2021 with these trendy and fashionable arch connector earrings. You're going to love them. It's a great way to make your faux leather earrings look more modern and contemporary and fashionable. I have lots of different SVGs for you free on my blog to try these out. And I have all of my tips and tricks and materials for you ready to go. So if you want to learn how to make these, I hope you'll hit that subscribe button and the bell notification to be notified when I post more videos like this. And let's get started. So these earring designs look complicated, but they're very simple. There's only a few elements here. The first is a faux leather shape at the bottom, which I'll be showing you how to cut using a Cricut, but you could also cut by hand. You'll need some jump rings. These are 6mm size, but you could also use 5mm. You'll need the arched connector or U-shaped connector findings. And as you can see, there's wood ones, there's ones that have a post in the back, and then ones that take an earring hook. So I'll be showing you where I got all of these really cool findings. And then you'll also need some earring hooks if you're using the earring hook version. The faux leather shapes are ones that I'm going to be giving you in my free resource library. I actually have 6 shapes for you, and I'm giving you versions with and without pre-cut holes. So this will come in an SVG file that you'll download from my free resource library. I'll show you how to do that in just a moment. But if you wanted to cut these by hand, you could. I'm also including this as a PDF in the download, which you could print out and cut out these little shapes, put them down on the back of the faux leather, trace them, and then cut them out. And if you wanted to make the earring holes yourself without a Cricut, you can use a 1/16 inch paper punch to cut the holes. So I'll be showing you how to get this. And since I'll be using a Cricut, I'll be using the Cricut Maker, but you could also use the Explore Air 2 or the Cricut Joy. I will link to a video with some tips and tricks on cutting faux leather with the Joy for you. I'll use the purple strong grip cutting mat and also some blue painter's tape to cut the faux leather. The faux leather I'm using is just some really pretty and fun prints and some chunky glitter sheets, but you can use any faux leather you want, any season, any colors, any time of year. This is a really versatile design. I'll use my weeding tool when cutting the faux leather. I'll use some craft scissors and also these 4-inch curved scissors for trimming up the little fuzzies on the faux leather. For the jewelry findings, I'll use 2 pair of flat nose pliers, and I'll also be using some Sharpies to do a cool trick. I'll show you about that. And if you're cutting chunky glitter, I strongly recommend you get some Cricut strong grip transfer tape to protect your mat from glitter, and I'll show you how to use that. So if you like these shapes, I can assure you that this is a little addicting making these earrings. I also have a bundle in my shop with 21 of these shapes, both with pre-cut holes and without, and I will link to that for you as well. And I'm giving you the earring designs without holes in case you wanted to adjust the size, make them bigger or smaller, then you can always make the holes yourself and they will be the appropriate size. So let me show you how to get this from the library and we'll get started making these earrings. To get the SVG files for these arch connector designs, you'll want to go to my website, amyromeo.com, and right here on the main menu bar, you'll see Resource Library. If you already have a password to the Resource Library, you can click there and enter the password. If you don't, you can click here on Get a Password, and you'll let me know what email address I should send the password to, and I'll send that right away for you. So you can return to the Resource Library with the password, and you'll enter it, and then you'll be able to see all of the designs in my library. And all of them are numbered, so what you're going to be looking for is number 177, and it will say arched connector earrings, and you'll click on this blue link here with your mouse, and that will automatically download the SVG and also the PDF I was telling you about. So once you've downloaded it, it will be in a zipped folder, and you'll need to unzip the folder before you can upload it to Cricut Design Space. Once you're in Cricut Design Space, then you will go ahead and upload the unzipped SVG. I've already done that, so it's here in my recent upload section, and I click on it to highlight it and click Insert Images. And this will bring all 6 of the shapes I was telling you about with and without earring holes into Design Space. So if you want to cut the ones with the earring holes, I would suggest doing that even if the Cricut doesn't cut the faux leather all the way through. That sometimes happens, it's no big deal. You'll just use your hole punch to finish making the earring hole. The nice thing about letting the Cricut make the hole even if it doesn't cut all the way through is you have a sort of placeholder. You have a little spot where you know the Cricut tried to make the hole, and that lets you know where to punch. So I'm going to ungroup all of these because I only want to cut 2 of these shapes and I only want to cut the whole version. So I'm going to go ahead here and select all of these and just click delete, and down here delete. And as I said, these are sized for most of the arch connector findings you'll find out there on Etsy. But if you wanted to cut these bigger or smaller, you certainly can. So then just use the version without the holes. Oh, I also wanted to show you, you can use contour to eliminate the hole as well. So let me click on this one here, and I'm going to go down here and click on contour, and you can see the little holes are here and they're here. If you click on them, see how they disappear? That's another way to eliminate holes in any earring design or any other design you might be cutting. So I'm going to cut these ones today, and I'm going to cut these ones for you. And I'm going to cut them on the same mat. So what I want to do to cut them on the same mat is keep them the same color. So Design Space will place them on the same mat. I'll click the Make It button, and this will bring them into my mat preview screen. And what I'm going to do is just drag them around to separate places on my mat so that I can tape down 2 different pieces of faux leather. And my purple mat is used a lot, so this top left corner that I would normally cut in is less sticky than it used to be. So I'm going to drag these down a little bit to a place that I know is stickier. And then I will click the Continue button. So you can always hover over the mat preview to get a sense of what size material you'll need to cut. So for the hearts, it's going to be a piece of faux leather about 2 inches tall and 4 inches wide. So I will make a mental note of the sizes for both of these designs so I can cut the faux leather to size. I'll be using the faux leather paper thin setting. That's my preferred setting, but there are lots of different settings that people use to cut faux leather with a Cricut. So try a few and see what works for you. If you don't have this setting here in your favorites like I do, you can click on Browse All Materials and find the setting, and click the little star to save it here in your favorites. So I will click Faux Leather Paper Thin, and I always choose More Pressure. This setting is an automatic double cut, and I'll show you how to repeat the cut if necessary. So basically, you're getting a total of 4 cuts if you repeat this setting one more time. So I'll be using the regular fine point blade that comes in the Maker, as well as the Explore Air 2 and the Joy. That's why I'm able to cut this material with all 3 machines. So let me show you how to make the cuts and put these earrings together. So I'm ready to cut the faux leather, and I've already cut the material down to size according to the mat preview screen that I showed you. And I cut these smaller because I'm going to tape them down with blue painter's tape, and a smaller piece taped to a mat is going to stick better than a large piece. So here's the chunky glitter sheet, and here's the striped faux leather. These are going to go face down in the location that I saw in my mat preview screen, which I think was about here. So face down, and the glitter, as I was telling you, the glitter will get stuck to your mat. So what I like to do is use a piece of the strong grip transfer tape and cut it to size, and we're going to peel the backing off here. And then put this in your mat, right in the spot that you're going to place the glitter. You want to put it sticky side up. So this is sticky, And then the glitter is going to go face down right on top of that sticky transfer tape. And press this down really well. And this will keep the glitter from getting stuck to your mat. Then, using just regular blue painter's tape, you'll tape this down on all sides. I end up reusing my blue painter's tape. When I'm done with the cut, I'll peel it off carefully and save it. I use it multiple times. So I'm going to load the mat into the machine. You will want to make sure that your white star wheels are moved all the way to the side of the roller so they don't roll over your material. So press the double arrow button to load the mat. And press the C button to begin the cut. So I always like to check the cut before I unload the mat. So I like to use my sharp weeding tool to do that. I just lift up an edge and see if the cut went all the way through. It looks like this one did. If it didn't, then you would just press the C button again and it would repeat the cut. You can do that as many times as you need to, as long as you haven't unloaded your mat. So these cuts look good. I'm going to hit the unload button and we will just remove these little shapes. And if they stick down a little bit, like that one did, I will just trim it up with scissors. And I wanted to show you how nicely the heart cut. And then on the back, you can see the little holes, and you can use your weeding tool just to poke those through. And if it didn't go all the way through, you can trim up with scissors, or you can use your hole punch. So the last thing that I wanted to show you before we move on to assembly is what I like to do on the edge of the faux leather is I like to color with a Sharpie, a color coordinated Sharpie, so that the edge looks finished. And you can just do that just like that. You'll also want to trim up any fuzzies on the faux leather. This one probably has some fuzzies I can show you. And here's that cute little cut. And the holes on this one just pop right out. Here we go. And I will also trim if I need to and color the edges. One thing I did want to mention was I didn't put anything on the back of these. I have an entire video on 4 different ways to put a back on faux leather earrings, which I will link to for you so that you can cover the back with either another piece of faux leather front to back or some heat transfer vinyl. So I'm going to get these Sharpied on the edges and trimmed, and I'll show you how to put these earrings together. So let's put these together. I wanted to show you quickly when I take the faux leather off of the mat and I save the tape. I also like to save these little pieces of faux leather. Here you can see the glitter stuck to the transfer tape and not my mat, which is nice. But I wanted to let you know you should save these little pieces because you can use the scraps to make stud earrings with them. And I have a video on how to do these. I'll link to that for you. So save all of your scraps. So here we have our cut shapes. We have the arch connector finding and some jump rings and some earring hooks. So I'm going to try and show you how this works. So as I said, I like to use the 6mm jump rings. You could also use 5. If you go smaller than that, it'll work with the arches that are made of the metal. But for these, so these you could use even 4mm jump rings. The large wood ones you'll want to use 6mm or 5mm. So here's the jump ring, and I want the opening of the jump ring to be facing up, and then I just grip on both sides with pliers and twist to open. So open, and then I will attach it to my little glitter heart shape. Slide on the hook, and then close it back up again. And I will do that on both sides, and then I will connect the earring hook using the same technique. So normally when I'm showing you how to attach earring hooks, I tell you to turn the bottom loop here on the earring hook sideways so the earring will hang straight with a jump ring. In this case, I don't want to use a jump ring here because I don't want this to get too long with lots of hardware. So I'm actually just going to open up this loop by twisting the loop open, sliding it onto the arched connector finding, and closing it up again. To do that, I need to find the part that is open, and in this case it's the bottom here. I just want to twist up to open it, and then I need to pay attention to which side will be the front and hook this on, and then just close it back up again. And that's it. So for the wood ones, I'll do the same thing. I'll use the jump rings to attach the faux leather to the wood. And I did want to show you a different kind of earring hook. These are called ball ear wires, and they just have a little stopper at the end. These don't require any pliers or jewelry making tools, and it just gives you a different look. So you're going to slide the hook into the hole, and this little loop can be pulled out either with pliers or your finger very gently. So you just put it in the hole and come around, slide that ball up, see, and then I'll just squeeze it closed. And these give earrings a little bit more of a modern feel. So there's that one. I'm going to go ahead and finish these up, and I will show you what all these earrings look like together. So don't forget, I have these shapes free for you on my blog, and I have a bundle of 21 shapes in my shop, which I will link to for you. I hope you like this project and you're going to make some arch connector earrings yourself. If you're interested in selling the earrings that you make with my designs, either the free ones or the bundle, I have a small business commercial use license for you in my shop, and I will link to that for you. And if you like this video, I really hope you'll consider subscribing to my channel. I love making content like this for you, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.